All right, guys. So I'm just going to go over what the project's going to kind of look like. You're going to be using a Google Sheets or Google, what's it called, some sort of PowerPoint, and you're going to name it Math One Coordinate Proof Project. I'm going to write down Mr. Galang, and basically each section is going to be a certain shape. So the first shape I decided to choose was a rectangle. And this is question number two. It says, what characteristics define your shapes? So you want to be as specific as possible, put as much things as you can. I put down it's a rectangle, four right angles, four sides, two pairs of congruent sides, and anything that may distinguish a rectangle from any other shape. So what do I need to prove that's a rectangle? Now, this is something that you need to really think about. This is not does so. For example, if I'm looking at parallel lines, a rectangle has two pairs of parallel lines. Uh, but do I need to show it in order to prove it's a rectangle? Not really. The most important part of showing something is a rectangle is that it has four right angles. And in terms of four right angles, the way you're going to show that is that it has perpendicular lines. And so, in the other one, side lengths and midpoints of diagonals, you don't really need to show that. So, all of these guys are going to be no, and perpendicular lines is going to be yes. And you're just going to write down that I need to show that all the sides are perpendicular to each other. Okay. And finally, the last thing you're going to do is actually give me an example of your own example. So you're going to have a graph and it has the 4 points. You tell me what the points are, and you're going to draw them, and you're actually going to show me the work. And because we talked about how you need to show that all the sides are perpendicular to each other, you're going to have to show that all of these lines are perpendicular to each other. And so you say, you show me the slope of AB, slope of BC, CD, DA, and then you calculate all these things and you tell me that the consecutive sides are perpendicular since the slopes are opposite reciprocals. And then you see this three dots. This means therefore, A, B, C, D has four right angles and it is a rectangle. And so you're going to be doing that for seven different other shapes. You need to make sure, so seven shapes, three different slides for each one of them. If you have any questions, you can always ask us, but make sure that when you guys are coming up with the examples that you don't copy exactly what we have for your practice problems. They can be similar, but don't just copy it word for word. When you're coming up with shapes, try to make it look something like this, where it's a little crooked and not just a boring they're vertical or horizontal lines. Okay, so that's what you're going to need to know for your coordinate proof project.